Hi, this is Michael Carlin, president of Henry+Horne Wealth Management. And today, I wanted to spend a few minutes to talk about a really neat question that one of our clients posed to us recently. And they said, you know, what is the difference exactly between financial planning and wealth management? I just think that those two terms quite often get thrown around where, people aren't thinking much about what the difference is between the two. And often people will just assimilate and assume it's the same thing. It's really not. It would be like saying that, I'm going to go see a doctor when the reality is you're going to see a podiatrist because you need foot surgery. Not all doctors are equal. Not all investment professionals are equal. And in this space, in the investment advisory world, quite often names and terminologies are thrown around. When I first started 25 years ago, a common term was the term broker. And what a broker is someone that would trade an individual security for a commission. And you rarely would see anyone that refers to themselves as a broker. Rarely still do you see someone that would trade individual securities like that anymore. And so what you do see is people, if they're saying, financial planning services, wealth management services, the question is what are they? Which one would be most supportive for you and your family's needs? Because ultimately what we're talking about is how do we get your finances from where they are today to where they need to be in the future with the right planning, step, and total comprehensive analysis that's going to get you there, because not everyone's going to need the same thing. Not everyone needs a financial planner, and not everyone needs a wealth manager. So let's go ahead and break down the two. A financial planner is someone like in our office, we have Drake. Drake's a CFP. He's a certified financial planner. And what the job of a financial planner is to do is to create a comprehensive and detailed plan looking at the money coming in, the money going out, your taxes, where your assets are now, what your assets may look like in the future. That may include inheritances, that may include other stock grants, that may include business sales or home sales, those kinds of things. It may include big things like home purchases or college expenses. You've got a whole world of finances that you have to take care of. And a financial planner will create a financial plan to help map all those things out for you. It'll take you from where you are now to where you need to be and all the steps that you need to get to along the way. Not to date myself, but back when I started, we used to have these books prepared, and there would be, remember the 3-ring binders with hole punchers and all of that stuff? If you don't, then wow, I really just aged myself. But those are the kind of books that we used to be handing out to people, and they would be keeping. And periodically, we would print a new one with a whole new folder. They wouldn't even reuse the same 3-ring binder. We would get a whole new one, and they would keep them in an array. And those books would often collect dust. Today's financial planners have much more sophisticated tools where they're using online software that has up-to-date plans that change daily, really, with the market movement. That is an ideal situation for everyone to have some kind of a baseline plan. The more detailed you need to be or want to be, the better, particularly, again, for those young families or people who are getting close to retirement. A financial plan is critical to make sure that you understand you're doing the right things upfront, and certainly as you're preparing to retire, having your right financial plan is critical for you. So those two types of people will be ideal for working with a financial planner. A wealth manager is different in that it may include a financial plan, but a wealth manager really is the combination of understanding what your plan is and then how to work with all of your other assets and have them managed effectively. So wealth management is, again, how am I going to make investments, change investments, manage my assets to, once I sell my business, how am I going to invest those proceeds? And what kind of entities do I need to set up from an estate planning perspective or from a business perspective in order to have my money most effectively managed, my assets protected? How does my life insurance, how does my property casualty insurance, how do all these pieces fit together? Now you're talking about more of the wealth management function. And at our firm with Henry+Horne Wealth Management is that we're affiliated obviously with Henry+Horne, the accounting firm. a 60-plus-year-old accounting firm, the largest locally owned accounting firm in Arizona. And what that allows us to do is to really completely integrate the understanding of tax, estate, because again, they have a huge estate, gift, and trust department at Henry+Horne, and it's melding all of that knowledge and information into one comprehensive and fully functional plan that works on a comprehensive basis. So again, wealth management is, again, different than a financial plan, right? Because it's taking those assets, it's looking at your total comprehensive plan, and then actually going ahead and implementing all of those plans, again, from an investment perspective, from an estate perspective, from a planning perspective across the board. You may have generational issues with children. Those are the kinds of things that are going to come up. Lastly, I'll point out that within wealth management, not all wealth managers are created equal. Wealth management on the smaller scale, because again, smaller scale, I mean specifically for that, if you've got $1 million, you just don't have the same kind of gifting needs. You don't have the same kind of charitable planning needs, where you have estates that are 15 and 20 million, where you have a lot of those other issues that come to play, that when you're looking to create generational plans, as money will be passed down from one generation to the next, how do you best create a structure around doing that, so that when a child inherits a bunch of money, that they just aren't spending it within the first 2 or 3 years of receiving it. It happens more often than you'd think. So again, within wealth management, you're going to want to make sure you understand, is your wealth manager someone that is working in that $1 million, $2 million range, or do they understand that $15 to $20 million client with all the comprehensive and complex estate planning and charitable gifting needs that come out with it? So again, financial planner, creating the plan, getting you from point A to point B, there's a lot of data that goes in it, versus wealth management. Again, that comprehensive entity creation, the actual managing of the assets, investing it in the market, taking it out of the market, putting it in bonds, all of those kinds of things, because you're going to get your investment advice from your wealth managers. You're not going to get the same kind of advice that you would from financial planners. So hopefully that answers your question about the difference between financial planning, wealth management, financial planners versus wealth managers. And if you do have questions specific to your situation, to say, well, geez, thanks for the information, but I'm not sure which one's for me. We're happy to answer that question. Of course, we do both in-house. Let us know. And that for today, that's it. Take care. Have a great one.